everyone again. Welcome to our breakout for Steps to Success Career Coaching. So we're going to get right into it. We have a little bit of time and a lot to cover. So first and foremost, if you can drop in the chat whether you are new to career coaching or whether you're returning. And also, when you write that in the chat, also write what you're looking forward to most about career coaching. And while you're writing that, we're going to get set up, and I would love to introduce our special guest, Ani Sanchez, to walk us through some Mentor Pro do's and don'ts and make sure that you all are super comfortable with our newest digital community. So turning it over to you, Ani.
Of course. Well, hi, everyone. It's really good seeing you all from all over the country. I'm in New York right now, so it's good to see some people from New York as well. Thank you so much, Jesmara. Like she was saying, my name is Ania Sanchez. Feel free to call me Annie, and I'm part of the Mentor Pro team. Mentor Pro, and I'm going to share my screen in a second, is the new place where the digital community is going to allow you to reach out to your mentors. So if that is okay with you, Jesmara, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay. Perfect. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Amazing. Okay, well, this session is going to be very interactive. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions you may have. Also, if you have your phone with you or your computer, I am going to ask you to log in a second and start using the digital community today. Okay, so welcome everyone. Let's start with Mentor Pro. So what is Mentor Pro? Mentor Pro is basically the all-in-one successful platform that is going to connect you with your mentor or different mentors, actually. You're going to be able to chat with them, to connect with them via video meetings. You're also going to have the opportunity to check in and reflect on different aspects of your academic life, as well as your personal life and your goals as well. And the most important thing is that you're going to build strong mentorship here. In Mentor Pro, you will find advice sometimes from different mentors. You're going to find guidance as well, motivation. Like we all need motivation before an interview, for example, or whenever we have a very important task coming up. So this is a place where you're going to find all the different kind of resources that you need in this digital community. Okay, and I'm going to start by sharing this. So imagine that you are now part of StepUp, and StepUp gives you an airplane ticket to go anywhere in the world. You can, if you're in New York, maybe you want to go to Canada since it's very close, or maybe you want to go to the Caribbean. But it's very important for you to pick a destination first, because if you don't have a destination, you're going to hop on that plane and you're going to land anywhere in the world. You never know where. So the very first thing I want you to share with you is that this program is your ticket. But what is your destination? What is your goal? And like Jesmara was saying in the beginning, I think it's very important for you to start with that. What is your goal for this program? So for that reason, I'm going to start with the 4 different things you can do here in Mentor Pro and in the digital community as well. So I am going to stop sharing my screen for a second because I'm going to share just give me one second. I hope you can all see my screen. Well, I'm going to. Sorry, I stopped sharing my screen before I was supposed to. Okay, so before we start and before I start sharing the 4 different things you can do in digital community, I'm gonna invite you to download the app if you don't have it on your phone yet. You can scan the QR code on your screen, or you can use the web version of Mentor Pro, which is the digital community, and log in using mentee.mentorpro.com. Either way, I'm gonna invite you to do it today because we're gonna do everything together and you can follow along. And of course, if you have any questions right now, you can put them in the chat, or in the future, you can always email us at support@mentorpro.com. Okay. Let's see. Are you all ready? Do you have your app or do you have the web version with you? mentee.mentorpro.com. Oh, I just realized that I did a thumbs up and that changes my screen. Okay, perfect. So now let's go check out Mentor Pro. I am gonna share this. All right, okay. So the first thing you're gonna do after you download Mentor Pro is that you're gonna log in using your phone number. You're gonna receive a one-time passcode, which is a 4-digit code. You're gonna put in the app and then you're gonna securely log in. You're gonna complete your profile. You can add a profile picture, you can add your pronouns, your hometown, for example, or the city that you live in. All that information you can complete in Mentor Pro. After that, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna complete your goals. Once you have that, then you're ready. You're good to go and to start using the digital community. So the first thing I want to show you how to do is how to find your mentors and how to reach out to them. So if you remember, we started this by saying that it's very important for you to focus on your goals. So let's see. I imagine that you have an interview next week and you want to reach out to someone that can help you practice your interview or that can help you learn more about a different industry that you're going to be interviewing at. So the first thing I'm going to invite you to do is to go to your homepage, click right here, and go to Mentor Profile. Once you open this, you're going to see a full list of all the different mentors that you now have access to. If you want to start chatting with them, or if you want to, for example, see if they are available right now, you can click on this button right here to see all those mentors that are available for you right now. If you want to see the different availability, you can just come here. Let's say I want to reach out to Ali. I can click here and I can see that, oh, perfect, Ali is available right now and I can start a conversation with her right now. Or if I want to be more specific, I can just click right here in this button and filter by the different power skills. So in this case, let's say that I am gonna search for internship, job search and application process, and I'm gonna hit apply, and I'm gonna be able to see all the mentors that are experts in this power skill. I'm gonna go back to the example of Ali. I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna see that she's available right now and I can start conversation with her. It's very simple. You can start by, reaching out, just say, hi, Ali, how are you? My name is Annie. I live in New York and this is what I would like to, get out of this conversation I'm gonna have with you. Ali is gonna respond and maybe you can chat a little bit more with her, or she can actually invite you to a video meeting where she's gonna answer all the questions all your questions. Great. Any questions about how to reach out to your mentor, which is the step number 1? Perfect. So if you have your app right now, I'm going to invite you to click here, go to Mentor Profile and explore all the different mentors you have now available for you. Okay, the second thing I want to show you how to do is to check in. It's very important that now that you have focused on your goal, you check in and reflect how that is coming along and how you feel right now. So you can go to your homepage, scroll down and click the check-in button. You can click start, and this is gonna let you, by using the sliders, reflect on how you're doing, let's say on academics. Right now, for me, academics is going well. Career, well, I have an interview coming up, so that's somewhat challenging. So I can use the slider to select how I'm doing. Connections, well, I would like to increase my network, so that's somewhat challenging. Maybe I need to reach out to more people. Finances, health, planning, well-being. You can do this every day if you want and track your progress. This is also going to be very helpful for your mentors, for that person that you're going to connect with, to see where you are at, how you're feeling, and provide additional resources for you. You can just click hit save. And that's it. That's going to save your answers, and that's going to let you, save your check-in information. Okay, that was the number 2. And there you go. You can always update your goals, and that's it. That was the number 2. Number 3, there are many things you can do here in the digital community, but number 1 is that you can find all different kind of resources that the Step Up community has for you. One way to find those resources is by going to the Resource Hub right here. So if you click on the Resource Hub, you're gonna find, there you go, you're gonna find all different kind of resources for you. You can start by typing a question, let's say, or you can actually go and explore each one of these buttons that you see right now. So for example, let's say that I wanna learn more about career exploration. I could just click here and see all the different things. If I don't know what a flash mentoring is, I can just click here and learn more about this. I can always save this and come back to this. So I'm going to invite you today, after this meeting, to log into Mentor Pro and explore all the different resources that the Step Up and the digital community has for you. If you go here as well, you're going to see different events, you're gonna see some different announcements. So come here and explore all the different resources that the digital community has for you. And number 4, we know that we love learning, and it's very important for us to always grow and always learn new things. For that reason, we and you now have access to the Mentor Pro Academy. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna click the 3 buttons, and then you can click here, the Mentor Pro Academy. This is a place where you're gonna find a whole variety of courses for you. You can, for example, take a class on building your career narrative. You can take a class on how to set smart and achievable goals. But there's one that I actually wanna talk about right now, and I'm gonna scroll down here, and I'm gonna invite you to go check out the Step Up Connected Futures for Building Social Capital right here. This course is gonna, as you can see here, it's gonna help you to identify those skills that you need to reach out to the potential that you wanna have. So it's a very easy course. It's a very, very helpful course that I think you should take. As you can see here, you can see all the different lessons you have. You can start. We have some activities for you, different exercises that are going to help you complement this course. You can just go here and start the course, pause it, and come back tomorrow. So you can always come here. If you have questions, you can reach out to your mentors. I'm sure they're going to be more than happy to help you with this course, as well as with all the different activities that you want to do here. So I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna invite you to also go to your profile and look at all the different things you can have. You can track different badges. I mean, you can collect different badges by checking in every single day. You can check your checking progress. You can see where you are, where you were before, and where you will want to go, as well as your goals. So I'm gonna go back to the homepage and invite you to, after this meeting, again, go to check out Mentor Pro, go check out the digital community, explore all the different resources we have for you. Reach out to your mentor, pick someone in mind, pick a goal that you have in mind, and reach out to a mentor with that can help you with that as well. So Jess, Mara, I don't know if you have any other questions for them, or if there's something you would like for me to show them in Mentor Pro.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ani. I've been answering some of the questions in the chat, and I just wanted to add some context. So for this program, right? So for the digital community in general, the idea is that at any time, any of you can jump on the app or on the web and reach out to any of the mentors that are on the app. They're available to you to reach out to. So that is the idea of the digital community as a whole. In career coaching, so in the specific program, you all have been assigned a mentor coach. We use that term interchangeably, but in the app, they'll be titled as mentors for you to reach out with or reach out to. So that'll be your priority, is to reach out to the coach that you are matched with, because they are assigned to have these conversations with you throughout these 3 months. And then I was answering Rayhan's question. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong, but I was answering their question, and we'll follow up with more information. If you want to talk to other mentors in the app, if you want to kind of, expand your network, we absolutely are, open to that. That's exactly why we have the app. We'll follow up with some more instructions, information about who to reach out to, right? Because some of the mentors are committed just to this program right now. And then we have other mentors who are open to whether you're in this program or not in this program. So great question, and we'll follow up with more information about how to distinguish. But first I wanted to ask and make sure everybody received an email from me with their coach. Is there anyone who does not know who their coach is? You can come off mute so I can make sure that I see you. Or drop it in the chat. And follow-up question, since we're all in the app right now, is there anyone who cannot find their mentor in the app?
I just wanted to quickly say I was struggling to go the route that I was originally showed to like find my mentor and communicate. So the way our presenter, Annie, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, the way you showed it, that was definitely more effective. So I would recommend going that route to scroll down and find your mentor.
Awesome. Thank you, Mia. Can you show that one more time, Ani? So I can
Absolutely.
make sure.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. And let's see. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing the screen now, and then I'm going to open it again. Okay, I hope you can see my screen, right? Thank you so much, Mia, for that great question. So yes, if you want to reach out to your mentor, if you want to find your mentor, you go to the homepage, then you click these 3 lines right here, and go to mentor profile, which is actually the very first tab you can see. You can click here, and if you already know the name of your mentor, you can start searching by name here. And let's say mine is Amanda. I can search for Amanda here, see her availability. Okay, she's available right now, and I can start conversations with Amanda. So if you already know who your mentor is, please do this right now. Come here, go to mentor profile, type their name, and find your mentor. Even if you don't start a conversation right now, at least you can identify who that person is.
Thank you, Ani. Okay. Any other questions about finding your mentor? I didn't hear anybody say that they don't know who their mentor is and that they can't find them, which is great. But I just want to make sure that that is true.
Another thing I also forgot to mention, Jesmera, and everyone here, is that in the future, after you reach out to your mentor, you can always go back to the conversations by clicking this button that says connect. It's going to show you all the different conversations. And if you have a meeting with your mentor, you can just click here, meetings, and start the meeting by, or join the meeting by clicking this button right here.
Perfect. And then I just wanted to bring up Erica's question as well. Another great question. So as of now, so once you find your mentor, right? If you haven't already, you want to start a conversation with them the same way that Ani just showed us. Introducing yourself and include your availability for a call within the next few weeks, right? So we'll go over this in a minute, but while we're here, your first call with your mentor / coach, using those terms interchangeably, should be completed by March 1st. So when you introduce yourself, also include your availability for the next few weeks, because as of now, mentors are the ones that have to schedule your meeting. So both of you can initiate a conversation, like a message, but your mentor is going to be the one that actually schedules the video call. It'll pop up in your notifications for you to have your first call. So as you're doing your introduction, just to kind of get all of that in one message, go ahead and include your availability in that first, in your introduction message. Any questions about that?
I am so sorry. Could you repeat that about what should be included in the introduction message?
Yeah, so your availability for the next few weeks, right? So we'll talk about this again in a second, but so you'll have 4 calls over the next 3 months. Your first call is that getting to know each other call that we talked about in your interview, and that first call should be completed by March 1st. So when you introduce yourself to your coach, so let's say Ani's my coach, and I'm messaging her and I'm saying, hey, so great to meet you. I'm Jesmera. And then I will say, I'm excited to start this relationship. My availability for next week is etc. But I would do it probably, like I said, for the next few weeks up until March 1st. That way you don't have to do too much back and forth if you know your availability that far out. That way you don't have to do too much back and forth, and your mentor can go ahead and respond saying, same thing, great to meet you. I've scheduled our meeting for XYZ based off of your availability. That makes sense, Mia? Okay, perfect. Good question. Any other questions about connecting with your mentor, messaging your mentor, or just kind of the app? I know returners, I think we're probably maybe 50-50 on returners. I wasn't able to kind of look at the messages while they were going. But returners, this is new. So we usually do kind of Zoom messages or Microsoft Teams messages, maybe phone calls with your coach. This is completely new with us doing. All of your calls should be taking place in the app. And because of that, we won't have an attendance tracker that we usually do for those who have done this before, because we can track your attendance in the app. We can see your calls, we can see when you're in the app. So we won't have to do that extra step, which is cool. Any other app specific questions before we move on to some context?
Well, I actually do have a question.
Yeah, go for it, Fiona.
So I have already actually scheduled, my mentor did schedule a meeting with us already for, I think,
Mhm.
next Wednesday, but it's gonna be on Zoom. So is it okay if like the first one it's on Zoom and then the rest of it is on the app?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say if it's already on Zoom, then that should be okay. It kind of depends on what Sophia is telling your mentor. So Sophia might tell your mentor to cancel it and try to do it through the app, just because we want everything to happen in the app so that we can track everything in the app. So I would say let's see after this meeting if your coach changes things, and if not, we'll talk about it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Any other app specific questions? Well, we have Ani. Listen, y'all, I'm not an expert in the app. We are all learning together. Ani is the expert. So if you got a question, please ask while she's here.
Also, please make sure you have access to the app right now. So if you're in your computer, go to mentee.mentorpro.com. I think the link is in the chat, and log in right now to see if you have access. If you don't, I literally can fix your account right now. So let's try to solve all of those issues. Desmara, something I was also going to mention is that, or for you, Fiona, as well, that even if you're having your meeting on Zoom, ask your mentor to schedule the meeting in Mentor Pro, just so you get reminders and you can track all those meetings and always, have that extra resource for you.
Can everybody drop an emoji in the chat just to let us know that you've been able to log in? Thank you. Already on it. Just want to make sure. All right, and as we're dropping emojis, which all looks good, let me pull up my actual script. See what I'm supposed to be talking about next. Okay. Looking good, looking good. And then Aja and Haley, anything that I'm forgetting app specific that's helpful for us to talk about before we move on? I'm seeing shaking of heads.
The Google Drive and the Resource Hub.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Haley. Can we, Ani, because I do not know how to share my app like you're sharing it. Was that a video or your shared screen?
I am sharing screen, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Can you show how to find our Google Drive link? And
Of
Haley, can you
course.
direct us to it?
Absolutely. So like I was mentioning, there's a place here in Mentor Pro that is called Resource Hub. It's basically the place where you're going to find the answers to all your questions. You can either type words or find different articles and resources for you using this button. Haley, do you remember the question?
I didn't add a question, but the tags that I did use were career exploration.
Perfect. So I'm going to click career exploration, and now I can see all the different resources available for me. So for example, do you want me to explore making for informed career decisions? Is this one of the,
It should say either career clarity, career catalyst, call guide. It might be under career preparation as well. Oh, it's right
you can
there.
also type, yeah,
preparation.
you can also type the word career, and you're going to see here all the different information. So I'm going to go to career clarity first. And you can see here, you can either click here to open the link or just copy the link and paste it on your browser. I'm going to click here. And it's going to give you access to these two PDFs, right? Is there anyone in particular, Haley, you would like me to show first?
I think we're good, just wanting
Okay.
to know how to navigate to it, and then I can share it on my screen.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So this is the place where you're going to find the
Perfect.
links and everything.
Thank you, Ani, and thank you,
Of
Haley, for bringing that
course.
up. We're also going to drop it in the chat so that you have that link. So that's one of the few things that will be external. So the Google Drive link, which has all the resources, the call guides and the resource guide that you'll walk through with your coach, that's going to be external on the Google Drive. That will not be technically in the Resource Hub, but the link to access it is in the Resource Hub right now. So we will go over that in a second. The only other thing I wanted to say about the app, some of you already have done that, and this is great, but I am also a mentor in the app as well as Sophia. So if there is anything that you need, any questions that you have, feel free to reach out to us in the app as well. If I do not respond within 24 hours, then please do email me. I try to make sure that I get the notifications and have it up and everything. But if I do not respond to you promptly, please do email me. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I just haven't seen it. But yes, you can find me on the app as a mentor if you need me. All right, well, thank you, Ani, so much. We're gonna talk about Google Drive a little bit, but are you sticking around? Or do you have
Of
to
course,
hop
I would
off?
love to. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So if we have any other app questions for Ani, please drop them in the chat as we go along. But I'm going to shift really quick to our Google Drive. So like I was saying, and like we talked about in in your interviews, in your screening interviews, you all selected a coaching track to follow with your coach. That would either be the Career Clarity, Career Catalyst, or Career Competitive. And so with each of those coaching tracks, there is a call guide and an exercise guide. So Haley just dropped in the chat the link to open up that Google Drive. So again, just like logging into the app, can everybody just click that and make sure you have access to the Google Drive? You should see 3 folders, one for Career Catalyst, one for Career Clarity, one for Career Competitive. You'll see a Coach Connect PDF, Coach Resource Guide, Coaching Skills and Coaching Tracks video, and a Young Adult Resource Guide. So you should be able to see all of that in our folder. And just drop an emoji for me when you're able to log in. And I'm going to keep moving, just looking at time. All right, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, here we go. And we're just going to walk through. I'm just going to walk through one with you really quickly. So this is what it should look like when you're logged in, or when you click the link. You don't have to log in. When you click the link, you should be able to see all of these. And so I need to move this really big bar out the way. 1 second. Okay, there we go. I'm going to start with Career Clarity. I'm just going to use Career Clarity as an example, but again, there's a different folder for each of the tracks. So in the folder, you will see what I was saying is a call guide as well as an exercise guide. I opened these two twice. Give me a second. Exercise guide. Okay. So in your call guide, this is what you will follow along with your coach, right? So this is literally what it sounds like. Your getting to know you call doesn't have a guide because it's exactly that. It's level setting with your coach, getting to know each other, talking about your career, the same things that you kind of did in your screening interviews, and talking about that goal. I know for those of you that I talked to, I asked you what is one thing that you want to say that you have accomplished at the end of these 3 months. So that's the time to kind of level set on that one big goal that you have for your time together. And then after that, that's when you start this kind of calls. So you have your explore call that goes along with your values exercise. So it goes call, exercise, call, exercise, call, exercise. And so the exercises are to prepare you for your next call. I think I actually said that wrong. Exercise call, exercise call, exercise call, because you end with your last call. So your exercises are to prepare you for your calls. So make sure that you are taking the time to do those exercises, to talk about them with your coach, and then do those exercises before your next call so that you're prepared for that. Okay, so this has some information about what you'll talk about with each of the calls. So you'll review your strengths, you'll review the exercises, you'll do some of these things together, your goal set, action planning, and then always with next steps. And then this will break it down even more. So this is the activities, this is what you'll be doing together before the end of the call, what you'll need to do. This is the next call, your mindsets call. And again, it'll break it down kind of how that call should be broken out. And then some of you all will also know, some of our returners, that sometimes your calls don't go exactly to plan like this, right? So, and that's totally fine. This is an outline for how to kind of navigate these calls and how to navigate the coaching tracks. But it's up to you and your coach how you want to spend this time. This is literally just kind of an outline for if you're kind of unsure, want to make sure you get the most out of the program, and want to do the activities. If there, let me see, I have a question. Show how to access, get the entire folder drive. Yes. So when you click that link, let me start from the front or start from the first page. Okay, so when you click that link, it should open up all of these for you, Mia. Are you seeing that?
I'm sorry, what link exactly?
In the chat.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
if you're going through the resource hub, yeah, it's going to only open up a few at a time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
See
Okay.
it?
Thank
Okay, perfect. I'm just going to drop it back in the chat. All right, and so then along with your call guide, there's also a resource guide. And this is, or let me go to the exercise guide. So this is the exercise guide, and this details the exercises. So the call guide is what you should be discussing in your calls, right? And then your exercise guide is the actual exercises. So this will walk you through the exercise 1, and this is for career clarity, the exercise 2, and then that third exercise. No problem, Maddie. Thank you for being here. And we will be sending out reporting. So that's your exercise 3. And then we also have this resource guide. So there's one for coach and one for young adults. So make sure you click the one in young adult. And this just talks about the way to make the most of career coaching. So a few steps that we recommend to make the most of career coaching. And they're pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory, but just to go over them again, or to go over them as well as you can read them yourself. Defining an area you need a resolution on. So that's kind of what we talked about before, right? So starting off with what is your main goal for your time together? What is something feasible that you want to say that you have completed and accomplished with your coach? And then asking questions, another kind of like self-explanatory one, but make sure that you have questions prepared for your coach. Help them to get to know you and to get to know them at the same time. That'll make it a stronger relationship. And also be prepared to take notes, right? So always come prepared to your sessions. Make sure you have a notebook. If you're using your phone, you have notes open, but definitely want to take notes in your session as well. Be open. Right. So even though this is a 3-month program, 3 months is really not a lot, right? 3 months, 4 calls, that's not really a lot. So you want to be open about kind of how your coaching relationship may go. You might start off with a goal, and by call two, you feel like you kind of want to shift a little bit. Or maybe your coach is seeing things that they want to encourage you to explore more or to work on more or to kind of shift. Maybe it's even shifting a coaching track. So between career clarity, career competitiveness, and career catalyst, you don't have to stick to one of those tracks the whole 4 months. If you start off career competitive and you're feeling like, actually, I think I need a little bit more clarity first, then be open to switching and doing different exercises, because each of the exercises do go with those different tracks. So be open if your coach or you feel like you need to make a shift. Getting your setup right. So one thing I like to warn people about is like something that we have gotten accustomed to in this virtual world is having a virtual background, right? So if I took off my virtual background right now, y'all would see all of what's happening behind me. And it's not cute. On Mentor Pro, when you log into your video call, there is no virtual background yet, something that hopefully we can request at some point in the works, but there's no virtual background, right? So make sure you are mindful. This caught me way off guard, y'all. My first Mentor Pro call, I had a wig. Like my wig was sitting right here. I'm gonna just be 100% with y'all. I had a wig right here. Okay, so just be mindful that your coach is gonna be able to see everything behind you. So maybe, turn your camera so that you have your back to a wall, make sure there's not a lot going on behind you, and make sure you're in a place where you can hear, where your coach can hear you, where you can focus, where you're not distracted. That's pretty much what that means by get your setup right. But I do like to warn people, there's no virtual background, so hide your wigs. And then keep tabs on your goals, right? So the way to make this the most successful 3 months is to track your goals along the way. And that's something that your coach will probably do with you, but just in case they don't, make sure that you're initiating that as well. Like, this is what we said that I wanted to focus on in my getting to know you call. It's call two, and this is how much I feel like I've progressed. I feel like I've progressed as much as I wanted to, or I feel like I haven't explored it as much as I wanted to. Keep track of your goals along the way so that you can really see how far you've come and how much you've accomplished, and make sure you're getting out of this time exactly what you want to. So those are our 5 tips for being successful in career coaching. And we also have some mental health resources as well. Just we want to share them in the event that anyone needs them. We're always here to support you in any way as well. So just as a recap, I just went over the career clarity folder, but again, there's a folder for each track, as well as you can find the young adult resource guide here. And there are a few videos that I know I sent out yesterday, and they're also in here if you want to watch them. They're about 5 minutes long, just talking a little bit more about the tracks. Any question about any of that?
One question. So I
Yeah.
believe I started off this journey thinking I wanted clarity, and I'm sure I still do, but is there space for me to kind of tiptoe into the other categories, or should I just stay on the one path?
Yeah, absolutely. I would honestly start off with your coach, just kind of giving an explanation of where you are right now, because we don't share your coaching track with your coach. So we match kind of based off of your coaching tracks, but honestly, majority of the coaches, I would say 99% of them feel comfortable coaching all 3 tracks, which is what we're looking for. So you kind of go in with a blank slate with your coach, and then you all can set whatever coaching track you feel like you want to be on. And once you start, like I said, if you feel like this is a little bit too advanced or this is a little bit too not advanced, then you can always switch. I know there's a few coaches I can think of right now that I've done this before that hop tracks, and I've gotten still a really great experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Great question. Let me stop sharing. Any other questions? It can be about the Google Drive. It can be about anything career coaching. I want to leave. We've got about 9 minutes left. So before we go into next steps, just want to make sure we answer all questions. And if I've missed anything in the chat, let me know. All right, I'm gonna take that silence as we're all good and we're feeling so great and prepared. We have access to everything. I've gotten all my emails. I know who my coach is. I can log into Mentor Pro. I can get into the Google Drive. I'm super excited. Okay. Cool. All right, let's talk about some next steps. So the Google Drive that we just shared in the chat, make sure you go ahead and bookmark that. Again, if you lose the link, you can get to it through the resource hub in the digital community. But definitely go ahead and take that link and bookmark it either on your phone or your computer, whatever you are using. We already talked about finding your coach in the digital community or in the app in the digital community and scheduling that call. So go ahead and reach out to your coach if you haven't already. Introduce yourself and let them know your availability as well. And then once it is scheduled, make sure your notifications are turned on in the app, number one. And also just go ahead and add it to whatever calendar you use, whether that's a paper planner, whether that's Google Calendar, Outlook, whatever it is that you use, just make sure that you put it in your calendar so that you don't forget. And that you make sure that you log in early, make sure you don't have any tech issues. It's just a good rule of thumb. And again, that first call, so your first getting to know each other call, which is what we call the Coach Connect call, should be completed by March 1st. If for whatever reason you can't complete it by March 1st, it's not a huge deal. That's just kind of a date that we set to make sure that it feels kind of spaced out. So to make sure that your calls feel spaced out. So you should have 4 calls between now and April 12th. So we like have a date for each of those calls that we feel like it should be done by so that it doesn't feel kind of rushed. But in the event that you and your coach cannot meet before March 1st, that's fine. Just make sure you make a plan to get all 4 of those calls in by April 12th. And also during that first call, it will probably be best to go ahead while you have each other's attention. In the event that you can plan out that far, just plan out as far as you can and go ahead and schedule those calls so that you can get them on you and your coach's calendar. Calls should be scheduled for every other week, which is what I just said, with 1 exercise between. That's kind of the cadence that we suggest. In the event that doesn't work for you, just make it work with you and your coach. And also explore the digital community. So Ani showed all the different aspects of the digital community, not just the video feature, not just the communication feature. We have some really great videos and trainings that you can do in there. We have really great resources, and we have really great coaches, other mentors that are in the app as well, that are open to chatting with you and being a part of your network. And again, I will send more information about that. All right, some expectations. So again, completing the coaching plan by April 12th. All calls should happen in the Mentor Pro app / digital community. That's another thing that we use kind of interchangeably, but digital community, Mentor Pro app, all the same thing. Maintain communication as agreed upon between calls. Again, that communication should happen in the app, right? There's a chat feature as well as a video feature. So your communication should be happening in the app. Try not to reschedule a call more than once, right? Because it is a short amount of time to get 4 calls in. So if you start to have to keep rescheduling, then you're going to get off track. So do your best to not have to reschedule a call more than once. I also already talked about being in a space where you're not distracted, you're not multitasking, you're not driving, making sure you can be super present and that you have a clear background. Be prepared for your calls. Again, I mentioned this by completing the exercises beforehand. You want to come to your calls, not your first one. You don't have to do anything before your first one, but come to your follow-up calls with your exercises completed so that you can make the most of your time. And your coaches expect that as well. So they're being told in their breakout room that you're going to come prepared with your exercises done to your calls. So we want to make sure that we're doing what everyone expects. Do not ghost your coach. If something happens, something comes up, life happens, things happen, that is okay. Just please let your coach know and let us know. And if you don't really know how to let your coach know, then at least let me know. And we'll figure out how to let your coach know together. But definitely let us know if something comes up and you can no longer be a part of the program. We understand life happens. And reaching out with any questions, scheduling concerns, or comments as soon as they arise, right? So first with your coach, if there's anything with your coach, make sure you reach out to them promptly. And then if there's anything kind of bigger than that, any issues that you're having with the app, Ani put the email in the chat. Also, if there's any issues you're having with accessing anything, with your coach, with your expectations, with the links or programs or anything like that, you can always reach out to me again via the app or email. Emma's question, does your coach assign you to specific exercises to complete before the meetings? Yes. So based off of your career track, Emma, that you will confirm with your coach in that first call, that will be the exercises that you will complete. And so there's exercise 1, exercise 2, and exercise 3, depending on which coach track you're on. All right, that was a lot from me. So one more opportunity for questions before we close. And everyone should have my email, but I'm gonna just drop it in the chat one more time. All right, before we go, can I have one returner give a tip for our newbies and one new mentee tell us what you're looking forward to? I know you wrote it in the chat, but if I can have one of my returners give a tip for our new folks and one of our new folks to tell us what you're excited about. Who wants to go first?
I can go.
No. Okay, thank you.
So I'm a returner. I did it last spring. And I think just a tip that I would have for it is just to be honest with them as much as you can. Like, they're here to help you. And like, I feel like with my coach, like, of course, it's someone you don't know. It might take you a little bit to warm up to them, but they're not here, you know, to judge you or like tell you you have to do this or that. Like, I was really honest. I didn't know what I wanted or what I was doing with my coach. And I felt like she was really helpful, like, in just having someone to talk to, like, you know, even if, you know, the goal isn't like, I need to have a new job by the end of this, or I need this or that. Like, even if it's just building like smaller, like softer skills, you know, that's still really important. So that's just my tip.
Thanks, Danielle. Love that. It's a great tip. One of our new young adults, tell me what you are excited about. I can call on someone.
I can go.
Thank you.
So I've done this in high school, which I think is a really different dynamic just because you're going through different things. So I still consider myself a newbie. And I'm definitely looking forward to, I think, a lot of what people had said in the comments, support and having somebody there to just talk to, I think, at the end of the day, especially if you have lots of questions on your mind. I find that just having even mentors in the past that, or just in my personal life, that has always been helpful. But I think for me personally, just feeling like I have a roadmap towards in regards to building out my success. I think when we're in high school going into college, we have this path and it's never linear, but it is a path. I think once you're in the real world and once you actually pivot in your career, it's like, what does that path really look like? And so personally, that's what I'm most looking forward to.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. And I guarantee that majority of your coaches are going to tell you that their career paths aren't linear and haven't been linear, but it all works out and they love it. So thank you all so much. This is absolutely one of my favorite programs, and we are here to support you along the way throughout these 3 months. I know we're at time, so I'm not going to keep you, but please do reach out if you need anything at all, and I will talk to you all soon. Have a great rest of your day and happy Valentine's Day.